Welcome back to the 513 podcast. I'm Nick Nickel, also known as Bengals Room. I'm here with Bryson, Ben, and Kyle, and we're here with a very special guest with us today, Manuel cornerback, Bengals rookie, Allan George. How are you doing today, AG?
Not special, nothing special.
So, one of the questions I want to go ahead and start with is, as a kid, everybody tries to model their game as somebody else or looks up to as like a role model. Who was that person growing up for you that you looked onto, like, I want to be able to play like him?
So, funny enough, like the first cornerback I really ever watched was Eli. Kind of crazy. Because I didn't start playing football until I was 15. So, my dad's a huge New York Giants fan. And back then, whenever I was kind of just getting into learning how to play football and watching it and trying to figure out whether I was going to play offense or defense, I was watching whoever my dad was watching. And that was the time when Eli was in the Giants. So I was like, okay, let me figure out how to play corner. Let me look at the corner. So Eli was literally the first corner I ever watched. Me coming to the thing was like, to see him actually get the meeting. Like he was like always a figurehead in my mind. But I think like that I try to emulate my game. Like Denzel Ward, I used to look up to him a lot. Another Ohio State guy, and then I used to also look at Marshawn Lattimore. It's crazy because it's another Ohio State. I guess in the back of my mind,
Some good players to look on to right there.
Now, I want to talk about a little bit about the cornerback room situation that we got going on here. We got Hilton, Apple's a pending free agent, and Cam Taylor, Britton, Cheeto, obviously. When Cheeto goes down, what's going through your head? Because it was very tough to watch, and I saw it happen. It was kind of a surreal moment. Eli was down that game too. But what's going through your head in that moment? Are you processing, trying to get into the game? Are you trying to? What's going through your head?
First off, I was trying to just be there for Cheeto. I care a lot about him. He's a great guy. So the first thing that was running through my head was, damn, how could this happen to this couldn't happen to anybody but him. And not that I would have been all right, but I wouldn't have been hurt. As soon as it happened to Cheeto, I was like, oh, shoot. Somebody stepped up in the room. And I guess in the back of my mind, I was like, it's my time. Somebody's got to do something, and it looks like I'm next in line. I was ready for whatever got thrown my way, whatever button was pressed, if it was me or if it was somebody else, and I was still in a supporting role or whatever. I was ready for that. And like Eli being out that game, I was kind of frustrated on the sideline because I traveled every single way when I was dressed. So I was active. And one badly to be active because I realized we didn't have any corners. So I was like, dang, it looks like we play it by ear and see how we make finish the game. But yeah, I was devastated. But we talked about that earlier in the year. We kept just about how everybody's gonna have a time. Everybody's gonna have a time to step up. It's just not a whether one person is going to play the entire time, every single rep, every snap, every year for each year. So, yeah, they have to be ready to come in and step in where we're.
So I kind of want to add on that. So you signed on as an undrafted free agent. You were competing all through OTAs and training camp, and it turns out you made the practice squad, which is obviously better than nothing. After that happened, after all, because training camp's a grind. I watch all the shows and everything. I don't know how real it looks, but it looks like a grind. You make the practice squad. You're on the practice squad for a few weeks, and you finally get signed to the active roster. How exciting was that? Just talk me through the emotions that day.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Everything kind of came to a climax. It was just a waiting game. The entire day. Talking on the phone call, or I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't know if I wasn't called, then that was a good thing, or if I wasn't hearing anything, then maybe that was a good thing, or it was a bad thing. And I was messing from the head the entire day. After we got done playing the Rams, and me and Tyson were just on the phone like every hour, just texting each other whether or not Tyson, did you get the call yet, or AG, did you get the call? Literally just going frantic. We were hearing other people get calls, so we were like, dang, did you mean we're doing something good, or are we doing something bad? So whenever eventually Coach Taylor called me, I was like, oh damn, I must be like the last one. I'm like getting the call to get cut. Then Coach Taylor was like, hey, you got some news. And I was like, oh man. I was like, dang. And then he was like, no, good news. And I was like, oh. He was like, yeah, you made the team. He was like, yeah, we want to put you on an active roster. Everything that happened that and we had to clear spots and stuff like that. Yeah, like you said, it was crazy going from the position I was in, being undrafted, kind of getting counted out. I've counted out my entire life, so it wasn't like anything new to come into that type of territory, but it was like it was kind of just like a win-win situation. I really couldn't. I had nothing to lose when it came to training camp. I was about to go to the Jets, as a lot of people know. Like right before I was about to fly out to Michigan camp for the Jets, the Bengals called me. I signed with the Bengals. So it was like I was like the last minute straw to come in to see another camp body for the Bengals. So I didn't really have anything to lose. So I was just out there I had. Whether I made it or not, it was just an experience. So that was one of the reasons in the preseason, because like I said, I really had nothing to do at all. So I just left it all out there.
For other quarterbacks, which one's game did you learn the most from? Which ones have taught you some skills and have given you the most valuable information as you've built your career so far in Cincinnati?
I would say just learning in general. Probably, like without talking, I would probably say Cheeto, even though we talk a good bit, but it's great how he maneuvers, how he studies to get ready every week. I think Cheeto prepares like pro. He has such a business mindset when it comes to breaking down the film, and it's not just like not your regular watch 30 minutes. It's really meticulous how you like decipher through what type of route, when he's getting it down in distance, what time of the quarter is coming in. So he's really, really, really detailed about that. So he kind of helped instill that within some of the rookies last year. When it comes to like technique wise, I've learned a lot over the years from watching Casey Hayward, and I talked to Casey Hayward a good amount because he went to Vandy, and I got close to him back in 2019 after the Missouri game. I got like a game-winning interception, and Casey Hayward started talking after that game. So I've always looked up to Casey, being a Vandy guy. So just watching how he picked his way throughout the league as far as a really good career. I always looked up to him as another guy that I could try to emulate my game.
So with the whole technique thing that we just talked about, adding on to that, is there one specific thing that you learned in your first season that you want to work on in the off season, or are you going to work on your game collectively?
I think I can cover. I don't know if I was able to show that already, or if I could even believe that. So there's no doubt in my mind I'll cover. I'm not really terrified to cover any of the season. We go it's eye-opening to me whenever I figure out what things besides covering that I can work on. So it's just my back too much. Like some mobility exercise that I can do just to try to open my hips up some more. But when it comes to like overall covering, I'm not like super worried about that. Because in the grand scheme of things, I just think I'm a good cover corner.
For sure. Another thing that I have is kind of more of like a fun little question. What does the pregame playlist look like for you? Like, what's your go-to? Like, I'm getting ready to get in that game mode. Who am I going to listen to?
Pretty off the wall when it comes to this. It's like I'm really into music. I grew up in a big music household. My mom played instruments. My mom played the drums. My sister played the clarinet. Genre was every which way. So we literally all listened. Not one song that could have been played in my house growing up. One of us five, with three children, two parents, living alone. So like right now, I'm sitting at 6,000. I just yesterday, I just hit 6,000 songs on my phone. So I'm really everywhere with it. I usually just hit shuffle, but when I'm like trying to get in like a zen state, which is really weird, I try to get in like a zen state, like a peaceful state before I go out and try to like unleash violence on people on the field.
Nice.
Owl City a lot. I don't know if you guys know Owl City at all, but a lot of people just know Owl City because of Fireflies. I've really been a whole lot of Owl City, trying to calm my nerves and get my brain kind of soothed before I go out. No, I didn't say it. I did. I'm just not musically inclined. Like when it comes to playing, I think I can learn it, but I haven't even tried to delve into that at all.
Now, let me ask, what's this off-season like for you?
This month right now, like I'm literally taking like a detox and just getting away from football. Honestly, like I'm not seeing it. I feel like so much of my life is flooded with football right now, or for the last year, that I kind of haven't into what they are. Like talking to certain people and reach out and make sure you're doing all right. Because your rookie year, you kind of get thrust into this crazy process coming off of like my last college game. And then I declared for the draft the next day. I was like one of the first people in my class to declare for the draft. So I ended my game. I declared it. Started doing combine training. I left for the All-Star games. And then I finished the All-Star games. I came back, did pro day. I leave pro day. I'm still training for two more weeks, trying to get ready for whatever opportunity comes after the draft. And then after the draft hits, with the mini camp starts, okay, well, you really just, at your rookie year, you get thrown out so much, you don't really have a break like you do just third year or second year or anything like that. So this is like my first time in a full year that I've been able to kind of like slow down and sit back and see how the world is operating. So with this month, I'm not doing anything football. Trying to sit back with my travel. We love traveling, so I'm just gonna sit back with her, relax, and talk to my family and friends. Look at some more, learn some more financial advice, and read some more like that. I'm watching Super Bowl, obviously, but literally every other day in this interview, probably won't do anything football related at all.
Are you a pending free agent?
No.
No, okay.
What are some of your favorite
places to go and travel usually?
So I'm kind of like, I'm not like super new to traveling. I'm from a really small city, so not a lot of people get out of my city limits. We're kind of stuck in the bottom of Alabama. But growing up, we didn't really have the money to travel at all. So when I meet one in school in Nashville already, it's like, oh man, that's a big. I'm traveling. That was really so you know, my wife's been 17. So she goes everywhere all the time, and she kind of flipped me and put the travel bug on me. So it's ever since our honeymoon, we went to St. Lucia, which is a great time. Got in the Caribbean. We just went to Greece and Turkey right before the season started. This past season started. that was fun. So I think I enjoyed Turkey the most. Turkey was probably my favorite trip. The food out there, the people out there are really fun, and the architecture and the history of the scene out there in Europe was a lot of fun. But we're going to South America here in 3 weeks, which is going to be crazy. So we're going to Argentina and Uruguay. It'll be another 3 countries to knock off the list.
That's leaving countries always a fun time.
Yeah, for sure. You get an insight on how to just appreciate what we have here in America.
Absolutely.
When you leave and go somewhere else, you really realize how privileged you are.
Right. Storm, did you have any questions?
Yeah, I just feel like a bit delayed, but my question is, during OTA's training camp, you faced Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins. The first part of it is how do you think you improved during that time? And the more important one, do you think you got your revenge on Jamar Chase for what they did to you in close?
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that. That was really fun. I was doing really well throughout camp, and just having a good shoulder and kind of resetting it and just trying to be as consistent as possible. So my coaches took notice of that, and they were like, one day Cheeto just didn't feel like practicing. I just took one of his bad days or whatever, and he was like, Lou was just like, he's like, AG, you're going to the first defense today. And he was going out the practice. And I was like, okay. I literally have a Snapchat of me just in the locker room talking to my friends. And I was like, man, I don't even know what's about to go on out there, but I'm just going to go out there and give it a shot. I literally have nothing to lose, so I'm just going to go out there and play. So, yeah, we went out and I just had a good show again. And, yeah, I knew I broke it with that. It was one day where it was kind of like for a week, maybe throughout camp, where I was running with the first defense, and there was one day specifically where we did one-on-ones, and I covered Jamar 3 times during the one-on-one, and he didn't catch any of those passes. It was 2 PBUs, and then one was like just an errant throw that Joe couldn't make, and then we ran some team periods also that same day, and I almost picked Joe off that same day, but he ran like a corner route from the 1 from the X, and I don't think Joe saw me at all. We were covered 2, and I just sunk right under it. But I went up, and T's so strong, he altered me trying to pick the ball off, but the ball wasn't complete, so that was another PBU that day. And then I think that same day, Jamar had a back shoulder that he ran on me. And I broke a back shoulder up on Jamar, and I was like, as soon as I did, I didn't even celebrate it because I did it, and I was like, dang, I scored the back shoulder on Jamar. It's kind of crazy. Like, you usually don't break back shoulders on anybody, so breaking the back shoulder I was like, that's like a crazy connection you usually don't do. So I was like, I was kind of just befuddled and kind of confused when I did it. But yeah, I think I wouldn't say I got my revenge on him, but I think I restored my confidence back when it comes to guarding those type of caliber.
So now Lou and Arumo, you touched on this. What impact has it made on you? I know you've got some head coaching interviews coming up this week with Arizona. If you want to put out a good word, like what would you say about him and how has he impacted you throughout your first rookie year there?
So me and Lou have a crazy, it's like a really interesting relationship. Lou's really hard on rookies. And he's a great mastermind, great coach. When it comes to understanding the defense and also understanding just how people tick and what makes people tick. So I really am forever indebted to Lou just giving me a chance and having confidence in me because he really is a good guy. And I think Lou one thing that he instilled in me was just to not really care about what people say. I'm here for a finite time on the earth, but also I'm here for a finite time in the NFL. Not everybody, no one's going to play freaking 20 years at the cornerback position. So I got to make an impact while I'm here. And I don't have to, if I'm worried about what other people are saying about me or thinking about me, then I'm saving years out of my career. So Lou kind of helped me get into a mode. It's kind of doing me and not worrying about if it's politically correct or if somebody thinks that I have a certain agenda with the way that I'm playing and thinking. And so he's definitely going to play for me.
Hey Vince, let me help you out here, buddy. There you go.
My bad. Now, I saw you smile a little bit when you talked about Lou going hard on the rookies. I feel like you got a few stories there. You might want to share any with us?
Yeah, Lou. So there's one story in particular with Lou. He so it's like known within the locker room or just within the organization because even I'm snacking my whole life. I never I don't eat full meals and stuff like that, but I just grew up the way that I grew up. We didn't have a lot of food all the time at the house. And we didn't have the money to just be going out and getting a whole lot of stuff, so I would just ration out snacks. And I'll just always kind of use snacks as meals, I guess, when I was younger. So I got used to eating chips and eating Pop-Tarts and stuff like that. So when I got to the Bengals, literally probably the first day, they all found out because I was just stuffing chips in my backpack, taking back to the hotel. And I was eating chips, but I would never eat them in the defensive meeting or anything like that. But then there was one morning. I want to say it was the week of the regular season, and I was snacking away one Wednesday morning. We were trying to do our defensive meeting, and Lou was up there in the front of the room talking. And I was up there eating. In my mind, I really wasn't even eating the chips loud at all. He kind of, but I had some Doritos, some red Doritos, up there, and I was eating them first thing in the morning. I hadn't even made breakfast. I got to work just a little bit later than I normally do. So I was kind of rushing, and Lou just paused the meeting, mid sentence. Walked over. I'm sitting in the front row, and Lou just walks over, grabs my chips, holds them up, and he's like, y'all see this? You'll see it. This teammate's doing. Premier, one of the best in the world right now. He's over there eating Doritos for breakfast. This is ridiculous. And then he looked at me dead in the eye, crumbled my chips, walked over to the trash can, threw them away, and walked back, and he's like, you can eat chips when you retire. And I was like, oh, okay. Dang, it's terrible. I just sat there, and everybody was just laughing. And for the whole week, I was getting ragged on by Joseph Osai, and Sam and Hendrickson and Vaughn and all them. They were just all talking about you were eating chips why you got chips in the meeting? Why you got chips in the meeting? So yeah, that was a story right there that probably always stick with me because I literally came home that same day. I told my wife, I was like, Caitlin, I got in trouble today for eating chips, and I probably won't eat chips until I retire because Lou told me that I can eat them when I retire. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm a pretty literal person, so whatever he says, I'll do.
I feel that on a personal level.
All right, man. Anybody else got anything to add?
I mean, that's all I got.
All right. Well,
Question I can ask.
okay, go ahead.
Seems like there's a lot of smash bros that goes around the locker room here and there between linebackers, Joe, even to the quarterbacks. And you guys ever get in on any of that action, or you guys have your own little thing you guys do?
I'm not in on any of the action at all. I don't know if any of the corners are, but I do know I know, like one of the last weeks that we were there in the building, we were having breakfast. It was me, Burrow, and Vaughn, and they were both going back and forth. Vaughn was acting like he could beat Joe with some, I can't remember what the character's name was, and Joe was like, he's like, nah, you can have whoever. I'll get the worst. He's like, I'll get Kirby and just destroy you or something. It was something crazy like that. And they were just going back and forth. It was hilarious. But I know Vaughn is like trying to start playing Smash now, but I'm not playing it at all.
All right, AG. Well, thanks for taking time out of your schedule to join us tonight. We really appreciate it. And we're looking forward to getting you back in Cincinnati and getting OTAs and training camp started. All right, man. Well, you have a good off season. Get your body right. Have a good time. Enjoy time with your family. All right. Thanks, AG.